what we're really trying to do with Drips is that we try to bring awareness to all of this care work that is happening around us, and it's happening around us everywhere in the world and in multiple places, but it's also happening around us in software. My name is Eleftherios. I'm the co-founder of the Radical project, which is a censorship-resistant and privacy-preserving forge. And additionally, I founded the Drips project, which is a toolkit for funding public goods that is focusing on dependency trees. The dream with open source for me is to have a continuous funding model for open source. We have corporations, and within crypto networks, we have protocols and DAOs, organizations that produce revenue. And now we have the tools to be able to programmatically and continuously reward the developers that enable that revenue to take place. Like every time that a piece of code runs, there are a bunch of different other dependencies that are required for this thing to happen. I've been in the crypto space now for almost 7 years. I've been following the evolution of public goods funding in crypto, and one of the things that I find disappointing is that while within crypto networks there is now appreciation with regards to open source software and other public goods, I feel that we remain a little bit trapped within the old school thinking of, prospective and retrospective, right? You're either going to do prospective grants and you're going to ask some people to, do some work for you. You will have some form of committee and you will assess, how they're progressing, and then you will distribute capital based on certain milestones. Or now within crypto network, we started doing retroactive grants for work that that happened prior to some point, right? While both of those things are actually interesting, I feel that we continue to miss the point a bit. And the thing that I believe here is that, again, I feel that we're failing to recognize the care work that's happening. There's a massive gap, and I speak to a lot of different organizations, and I realize that they continue to not think about it in these terms, but there's a massive gap and massive value to be created simply by knowing that this critical piece of infrastructure that you use are well taken care of. And I really think that care work should be the foundation. Everyone out there that is designing a grants program, you need to have a tier that is just focused on care work, on maintenance work, because actually that's the most critical work. And on top of that, you can have all sorts of other things. You can have a prospective program for new things to be built, and you can have a retrospective program as a thank you to people that you've been using their work. But I feel that this foundational element is missing, and it's missing because it's not so attractive. It doesn't, it's not, there's no buzz around it, right? Like it's just there, sitting there, supporting you, while you do your thing. But that's exactly the reason why it's so important and so, in my opinion, impactful. If we find ways to reward that and incentivize that behavior, we have an opportunity to create something different, where someone can actually start working on developing open source code and then be rewarded for the maintenance, for the care work that they put in, not for this expectation of some future new thing. And when we built the Drips product, one of the first proposals we passed was to actually fund our dependencies. And the reason why we did this, a lot of people thought that it's just marketing for us, for pushing this new product, but in fact the reason why we did this was because we wanted to show this different model to developers, that there are organizations out there that actually do really appreciate you putting the care work. So I feel that there's an opportunity to provide a reward model. I don't know if I should call it a business model, but it's an incentivization model. Maybe that's a better word, that aligns with that and aligns incentives elegantly this way. And I really think that what we're doing with Drips, we have a possibility to do this. I think that's the North Star for us.